2 minutes, y'all. He's still on remote. Okay, there go the jackass remote. Okay, y'all. 2 momentos. 2 minutes. Copyright's over with. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1996. Allowances are made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that may otherwise be infringing. Non-profit and education tips of balance and fair use. All right, y'all. Y'all see the title. Okay. First start off. Let me show y'all something. Who I'm talking about. Watch this. You know what? You know what's better than that? Okay. Gotta show you. I can't see it. But anyway, still think I'm crazy. This guy. Y'all know who that is. ZAHI HAWASS. Okay. We got further evidence on my third video showing that while I'm doing this. Okay, look. You might can see it, you might not. This might be a glare. Still think I'm crazy. Here we go. ZAHI HAWASS, Arabic, born May 28, 1947, is an Egyptian archaeologist, Egyptologist, and former minister of antiquities affairs, serving twice. He's also worked at archaeological sites in the Nile Delta and the Western Desert and Upper Nile Valley. I remember him. 2011. But now, Find out now that there's nothing African about him. And some more stuff that I'll show you on my third thing coming up. Instead, I did this about him. But on my other thing, he is part of trying to block Kevin Hart, February 23rd, 2023. Okay? I'll show you on my third video of the Kevin Hart thing. But I'm going to direct to him personally. The educated man, but come to find out, it's freaking racist. There we go. Let's drop the knowledge. All right. Okay, let it rip.
Here's a picture of Ramses, which the...
Okay. I give big ups to Black Angel Media. That was some years ago he made this video. He got 30K views, okay? That's way back when. But there you go. Here we go.
The Eurocentrists want to claim is evidence that Ramses was a white man because this is supposedly his mummy. And as you can see, he has reddish hair. So the implication is that if a mummy has red hair, then ergo that mummy must be that of a white man. That is why in the picture on the left, you have a picture of a black man to show that who also has white hair. And black men, as they get older, oftentimes the texture of their hair is, and I can show you thousands of pictures like that, more like this, even if it was more kinky prior to that, prior to their aging.
Y'all can read that, y'all. Oh, let me go back.
Men. That is why in the picture on the left, you have a picture of a black man to show that who all.
And it's astonishing, y'all. Him and that mummy look just alike. It's freaking amazing, all right? There we go, debunking the myth, all right? You see the dark red mud color in this? I'm pretty sure he was that same color too. Okay, let's go.
Also has white hair. And black men, as they get older, oftentimes the texture of their hair is, and I can show you thousands of pictures like that, more like this, even if it was more kinky prior to that, prior to their aging.
There we go. The hair is, let me stop. For the evidence, the hair of some Egyptian mummies is also evidently dyed red. Molecular and Structural Archaeology, Cosmetics, and Therapeutic, Volume 2002, page 159, 2002. Let it rip. The dyeing of henna is a native African tradition that is practiced all throughout the African continent, but There are other reasons verified to why Egyptian mummies have red and blonde hair. The color of the hair is also may change. The color of the hair also may change sometime after death. When a body has been dry earth or hot dry location, been in hot and dry earth and hot dry locations, excluding Egypt, including Egypt. That's what it means. The hair may become reddish. Techniques of, let me see what that say. Techniques of Crime Investigation by Barry A. J. Fisher, 2004. It is a fact that the Egyptian mummies were embalmed with chemicals during mummification, which caused the hair of the mummies to be oxidized, that caused the color change of hair and also the change of texture. Let her rip. Damage to hair's chemical structure can change texture. Bertrand, 2003. The second lie about Ramses II mummy. Ramses II was a Lesothian white-skinned king. Listen very carefully. The lie is so senseless. The lie is so senseless and laughable that it shouldn't even be taken seriously and can easily be debunked, because even the most faded art images of Ramses II does not show him as a Lesothian white-skinned man. But there was also mentioned about the skin color of Ramses II when his mummy was first discovered in a well-preserved condition. And nowhere did it mention Ramses II's skin being Losoderm white skin. This was, in truth, the body of Ramses II. The hair is thick, the skin of a brown hue with black marks. Gaston Masperio, 1887.
Gaston Maspero, 1887. This was, in truth, the body of Ramses II. The hair is thick, the skin of a brown hue with black marks. The skin of Ramses II is of an earthy brown spotted with black. That's Gaston Maspero, Unwrapping of the Mummies, 1886. Unwrapping of the Mummies. That means he was there at the unwrapping of the mummies. That alone and the images prove that he was not a white-skinned man, but a black man. Now, the picture that I'm about to show is very revealing. It is a well-preserved image of Ramses II smiting a Lucader white-skinned Libyan. And I want you to pay attention. In fact, you can't help but notice it's very obvious that the white-skinned Libyan depicts a typical white man. And I want you to compare that to Ramses II, who is seen in this image. Ramses II.
Okay, y'all, open your eyes because you're about to see Ramses II written on the wall. Like I always say, the answers are always written on the wall in Egypt. Here we go. Y'all about to see, you know what? Actually, this is the eighth wonder of the world. Egypt is the eighth wonder of the world because everything is written in truth on those walls of antiquity. All right, there you go.
The Black Pharaoh. And then I want you to ponder, how is it that these Eurocentrists, in all of their delusional fantasies, can create this myth that is actually picked up by supposedly intelligent people, that Ramses or any of the other Egyptians, other than those that were Jolly-come-latelys, and we would discuss that as well. There was a time that there were white people who sat on the throne in Egypt, but they were the invaders. They did what?
Okay, y'all heard that? The white people, they were the invaders. All right? You got it? Still think I'm crazy? Still think I'm lying? Okay. I'll let her rip.
They historically have done throughout the world, which is when they go in and invade and conquer other nations. But that was long after the greatness of Egypt had been established by the original Black pharaohs. Now let's look at the picture.
Long after. Long after. Long after. After means a step above, before. Got it? You know what after means? After means second place. After. Not before. Got it? Let it rip.
Okay, there you have Ramses II, the Egyptian pharaoh, and you have the white-skinned Libyans being trampled upon. The Eurocentrists never want to show you this picture. How can they possibly explain that? And all of the Libyans are depicted in the same way. Very white skin. These are the white people of Egypt, the ones being trampled on. And like, as I stated, there was a time when white people did invade the Black Egyptian empires, and they did place themselves on the throne. And they did make a few monuments of white people. But you have to understand the chronological order of the empires you are looking at. And anyone that does not understand that the white pharaohs came much later either has not done their homework, or they are delusional, or they are lying to you. One of the three. White, black. Here's another image. This picture here is depicting the Nubians.
Still think I was lying? With charcoal black Nubians. Dark red mud, dark red clay. All different colors, you know? Still think I'm crazy?
Another black race of Africans whose empires actually preceded the Egyptians. They also had a lot of monuments in Nubia that are very similar to the ones in Egypt. And there was a time also, because there were different hierarchies of rulership in Egypt, to where the Nubians, under King Tut, overthrew the Egyptian empire and sat on the throne as well. These are the Caucasians, the Libyans.
Mm-hmm.
But all of the others are black. Even though
that's what Muammar Gaddafi is. Mm-hmm. Yep. But they do have some mixture of Africans inside of them, some kind of way. It just goes deep. it's that's what Muammar Gaddafi is. It goes deep, man, you know? The well runs deep. Mm-hmm. Let him finish.
There is the very dark-skinned Africans and the more brown-skinned Africans. Most African Americans are brown-skinned Africans. Very few are black like this. But yet and still, they are our brothers. We are all black. Whether we are this black or this black, we are all black.
You hear that? Mm-hmm. So for everybody with all that skin races, skin, we call it over here, bias against darkness, light. You know, women, they got it bad though. Like some women, they won't date a certain type of men if, you know, this man might be too dark skinned. Sure, women won't date him. And man, if not too dark skinned, some women won't date him. I guess it's a preference, but things like, you know, it's freaking delusion, you know. Okay. They don't know where he comes from. Allegedly.
This is white.
Ramsey II saw himself as Native African, Egyptian, not white European, nor white Libyan, but more brown skinned images of Ramsey II.
This is black.
Man. Kind of throw me for a loop there. Freaking look at my skin. Skin is just like a damn. Man.
This is black.
Boy, look at here. Here are images where Ramses II is shown as the same skin tone as his Nubian counterparts. Now here we go. This is where the separation of the nuclear yolk is, okay? And sometimes identical to Semites, but Ramses II is never shown white skin or leucoderm.
Now we're going to show you finally two images where Ramses II is shown as the same skin tone of his Nubian counterparts and sometimes identical to the Semites, but Ramses II is never shown with white skin or what is called leucoderm.
Leucoderm.
Watch this.
Man, you can't tell who apart, you know? Like frozen in time, you know?
These are the Nubians.
Hmm?
And this is Ramses.
Mm-hmm. Ramses almost darker than the Nubians. Man, look at here.
The Nubians come in various shades.
Nubians come in various shades.
Now, researchers like to use this image to try to suggest that the Egyptians were not black because they show pictures of the Egyptians trampling over their enemies who were at one time the Nubians. But what they failed to point out is that yes, you have the very black-skinned Nubians who are the ones obviously being trampled upon. And unlike the white Libyans, they come in various shades. They point out the ones who are very black-skinned, but they ignore the fact that many of the Nubians are depicted by the Egyptians with the exact same skin hue as them. They did this purposely. They obviously used only a few different shades of color, and they wanted to show and make a distinction. And they wanted to show the difference because this is what the Nubians were like. This is how they were depicted. And many of them were exactly the same as the Egyptians. And with that, I rest my case.
There we go, y'all. Okay, rest his case. So to all the naysayers and doubters, there it is. Okay. Okay, this is going to be a short right here.
This is going to be a very controversial video because of its ongoing debate, but I still don't. This is going to be a very controversial video because of its ongoing debate, but I still don't understand why some people are still debating on this. I think there are some reasons to that, and I will get to that in another video, but in the...
Okay. Before I start off, this is African Booth. Shout out to him. With this video, he have 5.4K views. This video podcast was produced 5 months ago. So a shout out to the African Booth channel, okay? Shouts out. Thumbs up. Let it rip.
This one, we are going to watch a short clip that will confirm what we as Africans have known for ages. Now, let's watch the video.
But the CT scan has one more surprise for Alejandro. Shamai's ethnicity.
Well, they have just told me that Shamai has Nubian features, which means that the ruling family was probably Nubian, and that was unexpected.
Examining Shammai's anatomy closely, the thickness of his bone and the shape of his nasal cavity, the anthropologists think he was a black African, likely from neighboring Nubia. A huge revelation that challenges the prevailing image of the Egyptian ruling class.
We always thought the ancient Egyptian elites were Mediterranean type, and in this sense, Shammai is representing the society of the frontier, in which different ethnic groups were mixed. At the end, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. Shammai was Egyptian.
The archaeologist in the video is Alejandro Jimenez Serrano. He and his team found a tomb on the western bank of the Nile, opposite Aswan. And as you might have heard, the mummy was called Shammai. So who was Shammai? Not much is known about him, but the little that we know is that he was an ancient Egyptian official who later became a vizier towards the end of the 8th dynasty during the first intermediate period. And his time in office is somehow interpreted as a sign of extreme weakness of the central power. And as you might know, ancient Egypt was in decline during the 2 intermediate periods in its history. And Mr. Jimenez Serrano just discovered that as far back as the 8th dynasty, the ruling class had Nubian features. And he finds this unexpected.
Y'all hear that? The ruling class far back as the 8th dynasty. There was black Nubian ruling Egyptians. Unexpected. Like Dave Chappelle say on one of his videos when they be doing the gold digger prank. Gotcha, bitch. Allegedly, excuse me. Okay. Let it roll. Just let it sit right there, y'all.
That's really telling, don't you think? Before we continue, kindly leave a like and subscribe to this channel where we talk about African history and everything concerning Africa. Thank you. This discovery is obviously significant, and some of you might try to debunk this by saying that Africa never had a civilization and that we should stop our obsession with Egypt. But all you have to do is listen to Mr. Jimenez Serrano and the evidence he is pointing out. He's clearly an expert that is telling you the obvious truth, and even he himself was disappointed in his findings. As a point of clarification, Africans are not obsessed with ancient Egypt. We just want the rest of the world to acknowledge Africa's history and give credit where credit is due. There are hundreds of African kingdoms to be explored, and ancient Egypt is just one of Africa's great past. It's not a conspiracy, but they will rather credit our achievement to aliens or label it unknown rather than give the black man its due. And when we try to dig up Africa's history, they call us Afrocentrics. Thank you for watching, and
Looking beautiful. Got a little clip right there. Let me show y'all something. There right there.
great past.
They got me. They got me right there. It's undeniable, man. It's freaking undeniable. It's freaking beautiful. This is my freaking home. can't explain it. Something just came all over me. This is where I'm from. There's no denying.
It's not a conspiracy. But
Sure, one more time. Without the line. There we go.
past. It's not a conspiracy.
It's freaking beautiful. Even though it's been like on Earth through time. But just think about how beautiful that was when everything was filled up. It's freaking enormous. It's freaking gorgeous.
But they will rather credit our achievement to aliens or label it unknown rather than give the black man its due. And when we try to dig up Africa's history, they call us Afrocentrics. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.
That's a geographic. Okay. I'm gonna say that one right there. All right. I'll say that one. There you go. Okay, yeah. Thanks for watching. You guys been educated. I had to do this video in response to trying to boycott Kevin Hart, an Egyptian tour in Cairo, February 21st, 2023, the Cairo Indoor Stadium. Mm-hmm. If they boycotted, I'll say, just take it on to South Africa, Johannesburg, and never even like it even existed because the writing is on the wall. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Big thumbs up. And I'm out. Thanks for watching. Okay.